Hi guys, my name is Michelle and I'm very excited to have you join me today in my very first ever YouTube yoga video. Before we begin, I wanted to just let you know that I have background knowledge in biomechanics of the body, so movement of the body, physiology, anatomy. My first degree is in exercise science and I'm currently working on a second degree with athletic therapy. I've been teaching yoga for about 5 years or so, age ranging from 9 years till about 80 years of age, and I currently teach an osteoporosis yoga class actually in the nearby yoga club. Last point I want to touch on is that I'm in my second trimester of pregnancy. So whether you're pregnant or you're not pregnant, come along and enjoy the poses with me. Just one word of caution, if you are pregnant and you're just starting out with yoga, maybe watching the video through first once or twice, keeping some poses that you feel comfortable with and maybe discarding some poses that you aren't comfortable with. All right guys, let's get started with our class. So we'll begin with an easy breath practice. So whether you're seated with your legs crossed, I'm in half lotus, one leg on top of the other, or maybe you're more comfortable with your legs straight in front of you, whatever you feel. So just getting comfortable with your posture, with your legs. We're gonna focus on that nice tall spine. So just feeling those sit bones grounding down through those sit bones, and think of lengthening up through the spine. So we're reaching up into the crown of the head, the very top of the head. We're softening our eyes on a point in front of us, or if you feel comfy, close your eyes altogether. We're going to take our shoulders now and roll them back. So we're feeling an opening here into the heart, a little bit of space there. Hands wherever you feel comfortable. All right, let's focus in on that breath, relaxing into that flow of energy. Taking your time with this, letting go of other thoughts that are coming into your mind. Maybe there's a to-do list that you've got today. Just let it go and focus in on breath. Maybe taking a nice deep breath there. Stretching into the rib cage, into the diaphragm. And we'll begin to lengthen out our breath. So we're going to quietly count in our mind up to 3 or 4 on our inhales and on our exhales. So notice that nice deep breath. We're feeling that nice stretch now between our ribs there. Just noticing any sensations tied with our breath. Maybe we're noticing the sternum area right here. Maybe it's rising a little higher as we breathe in. And it falls a little deeper as we exhale. We're just connecting to body awareness. Connecting to our breath. And we'll slowly let go of those numbers now. We're going to return our breath back to its natural rhythm, noticing that change now from that nice deep, deep breath we were doing to a regular breath again. Not as deep, maybe not as much of a stretch into our rib cage there. And we're going to do a couple of easy stretches to begin with. So I'm just going to turn on my mat to the side so you can kind of see what my arms are doing here. All right, so same position you were in. If you do need to shake your legs out, you can straighten them out, give them a little bit of a shake out if they're getting cramped, being curled up in this position. What we're going to do is have a deep inhale, reach those arms back, interlace your fingers at your back, roll those shoulders. So we're taking them from here, from a crowding down position. We're rolling them back and out. We're sticking our sternum and our heart up into the sky. Stretching into our arms, so long arms reaching the knuckles down to the floor. Now if you can't quite interlace your hands, your fingers together, maybe having a belt nearby. You can always grab one, beauty of video online. We can pause at any time. We're going to grab a belt and we're just going to hold that belt. We're going to focus on shoulders back, squeeze those shoulder blades together, reach into the floor, steady breath, connecting into your breath. Feel free to arch your back backwards if that's comfy into your spine. Feel free to reach the head up a little bit and just breathe. And then on your next exhale, we're just going to release forward. All right. So I'm going to turn forward again. We're going to make a V shape with our knees. Now again, if your hips are uncomfortable with this, relax on your mat, just watching for this pose if you like. So V shape with the knees. Now you can have the top knee sort of resting on top of one of the ankles there if you like. Wherever you're comfortable, you can have a huge space between the legs there if you like. What we're going to do is a little bit of a twist into our spine here, and we're already feeling it a little bit into the thigh that's out to the side here. So we're going to lean back. You don't have to go very far. I'm already feeling quite a pull into my thigh, into my hip flexor, right in this area here. And with whichever arm, same arm that's to the side, with the leg that's to the side here, we're just going to reach it over. We're going to add more of a twist. We're deepening that twist over. Nice steady breath. We're going to still think of lifting our heart, so we're not crowding down, taking it from here. Lift up. Reach over with that hand, stretch. Steady breath. And then again on an inhale, we'll come back to center. Nice and easy. And we're going to take our V shape over to the other side. Moving those legs around, get comfy with where you want your legs, however you want them positioned. And we're doing the same thing. We're going to lean back, we're adding a twist into the other side now. So taking your arm back. And again, wherever you want to place your arm. It can be way back here behind your sit bones, can be out to the side. It's where you're comfy. We're just leaning back as far as you feel you want. You can even go right down to the forearm. So lots of options. And then on a nice deep inhale, let's stretch it back. And hold here. Breathe. Adding that twist in. So I'm feeling it again into my thigh on the other side here, into my hip flexor onto that side there. Stretch it over as far as you can. And again, we're not crowding down into our heart. So if you notice that your spine is rounding down to the earth, let's lift our heart up. Let's reach the arm right over. Reach into those fingers. And then on an inhale again, let's come back nice and slow. And then we'll take our legs nice and wide. So wherever you feel comfortable with your legs, maybe you're like me today and your inside of your thigh here is really tight, so you're going to keep your legs a little closer today. We're going to reach into our heels. Toes are going to come up to the sky here. And we're going to focus again on that tall spine. So lifting, heart to sky, shoulders. Let's take our shoulders back. Hands either at your side if you're having trouble holding your posture here. Hands at the side. Breathing tall just for a few breaths. Get all that good energy as we breathe. And then on an exhale, we're going to try and maintain that tall spine that we've got going on here. And we're going to reach it forward. So I'm going to keep that tall spine. Notice I'm not going forward very far. I'm trying to keep my heart lifting, my tailbone curling backwards behind me. So I've got as straight of a spine as I can get. This is going to be using our muscles all along our vertebrae here to hold our spine nice and tall. Try to keep those shoulders away from the ears. Pull them back. Steady breath. Now holding this pose, we're going to release our spine a bit. We're going to let it round down a little bit. We're going to crawl those hands forward just a little bit more, and again going to where you feel comfy. Maybe your tummy doesn't want to be that far forward. I completely understand. Just going a little bit or staying where you were is just fine. Focusing in on that breath. Nice and steady. Relax into that flow of breath. At the same time, keep reaching into those heels, guys. Sometimes we forget, we just kind of flop our legs out to the side. We're not really energizing into our legs at all anymore. Keep those legs activated, strong. Pull the toes up and reach into your heels. A couple more breaths here. We can feel that nice pull into the inside of the thigh, maybe into the back of the leg. It feels so good to release into that area. Or maybe you're feeling it into your low back. Just enjoy that stretch. Feeling that silence around us and just enjoying and taking this time to just be quiet with ourselves. All right, on another deep inhale, let's come back up. Nice and steady. All right, keeping our legs nice and wide. I know they're getting maybe a little tired there. So again, if you feel you want to shake them out or maybe rub the thigh a little bit, that's fine. We're going to do a nice side bend over to the right side, or feel free to mirror me, or just if I say right side, go to your right side. All right, so we're going to try not to crowd and turn our torsos to our toes. We're literally just doing a side bend over to the side, over to our right leg there. Keep those legs energized, keep reaching into those heels, toes up. And then on an exhale, let's slide that right hand over to the right toe area. And again, maybe not going too far, tummy doesn't want to go that far, that's fine. Holding it here just for a moment, just get settled, maybe again moving the legs a little bit, get comfy, only reach as far as you feel comfortable. If you can't reach your toe, no big deal. Hand on the shin, hand on the ankle, maybe it's up here and you're at your thigh. Go as deep as you feel. Just getting that nice side bend. We're gonna go a little deeper here. If you can, on an inhale, let's reach our left arm up and over. We're gonna try and get our bicep, this guy right here, over to our ear. And relaxing in to that nice side bend. So you can see from the left hand all the way down, we're getting a good pull into the side body, and we're relaxing into our breath. You may notice on each pose, as you breathe, you're able to go a little further into your stretch. Never forcing anything though, never forcing through any pain. You just want to feel that nice tension, that nice pull into the body. All right, on that next inhale, it's lift, and exhale, drop the arm. Take a moment if you need to shake your shoulders out, shake your legs out a bit. We got one more side to do. We're almost done with our legs here in this position. Feel free to shake them out though if you need. All right, so again, we're not gonna turn our torso towards our left leg. We're just gonna do a nice side bend over to that left side. So on an exhale, let's reach that left hand down to the left foot as far as you feel comfy. It doesn't have to be very far. It's wherever you feel you need to be today. Focusing again on breath, just getting comfortable here. Right away, we're already opening up into the opposite side here before we lift our arm up. So we're just getting those muscles stretched before we go a little deeper. Feel free to stay here. If this is comfy, you're not going any further, that's fine. Otherwise, deep inhale, guys, reach it up. And over, breathe. Steady. And again, never forcing through any pain. Go to where you feel comfortable in your pose. Maybe you noticed that you can't go as far as you thought you could. Come back. Maybe there's a little bit of pinching. Come back, resettle yourself. Focusing in on breath. And relaxing into that pose. Feel that nice stretch all down the right side. All right, so on another inhale, let's reach it up. And exhale, drop that arm. Okay, so from there, we're gonna come into our cat-cow. So we're warming up into our tummies, into our spines a little bit more with the cat-cow. We're gonna have a little bit of a space between our knees. So that is about 2 fists apart so that your knees are right underneath those hip joints there. Hands and arms underneath your shoulders here. Nice and square position. Toes are pointing back. However, if this is uncomfortable for your knees, you can curl your toes under. It's a little bit better for those knees, or if you need padding under your knees, grab some blankets, place them under there. All right, so on your next inhale, guys, we're gonna reach it up with the heart, face, and your sit bones. Curl it up to the sky. And then exhaling, chin into the heart, tailbone tucks down, press long into your arms. So we're separating those shoulder blades at your back here. Inhale, reach it forward and up. Exhale, curl. Move at your own pace. So now linking your breath with this motion. Moving into all areas of the spine, right down into the tailbone, right up into the base of the skull here. So we're warming up the torso nice here. Steady movements. Steady breath. All right, we'll do one more inhale, one more exhale. And then just pause on all fours. Take your time with that though. All right, so now if your wrists are at all troubling you, feel free to make a fist here so that your wrist stays more into a natural, neutral alignment. If your wrists are okay, stay on those palms. You can also go down to your forearms too, if that's better. Either way. So if your wrists are okay, you're okay to stay on your palms. We're gonna take a nice deep exhale, curl those toes under, press the hips up, nice and high. And we're gonna get settled into our down dog. So you may feel you have to walk your feet or your hands a little bit. Letting your torso, you can see how you're letting your torso kind of fall between your arms here, between those biceps towards the thighs. You're pressing long into the hands. Now, if your hamstrings are tight, so that's at the backs of the legs there, feel free to bend your knees a little more. Your heels do not have to be on that mat there. They can be floating up into the sky. So we're gonna curl, take your tailbone. If your tailbone, you notice it's curling down to the floor, let's take it up, curl it up to the sky. And just breathing here. You'll notice as you breathe, you're able to straighten the legs as you go a little more. Let the heels come down a little more. All right, on your next inhale, let's look up to the hands slightly and just baby step, take a walk up towards your hands and slowly make your way up to a nice standing position. Adjust your body, your mic, if you need to adjust a mic if you got one on. All right, coming up tall. And we're standing in our mountain pose. So I'm just gonna face front just to show you guys. We don't want our feet out to the side or inwards. We want them nice and straight forward. And our knees, we're gonna energize our knees up into our thighs. So energize into those legs. Nice and tall here. I'm gonna turn back to my side. We're gonna energize into tummy as well. As much as you can, pull that belly button in towards your spine. Lift sternum and heart tall, shoulders back and down, and palms face forward. Just noticing body for a moment, head to toe, noticing breath. We're gonna go really slow through a sun salutation or my own variation of a sun salutation, and then we'll do 2 faster ones. So again, feel free to watch at any time. All right, so on your next inhale, take a deep inhale and reach those arms up tall. And exhale, let's swan dive down. We're falling right over. We're gonna hold it here. Release the shoulders. Release your arms, your neck. Noticing again the backs of those legs. If you're feeling really tight here, bend your knees a little, that's fine. If you want a bigger pull or a deeper pull into your back, let's cradle those arms. See how that feels. See if that's better for the back. You feel more of a stretch there. And just coming into breath, nice and steady. All right, on that next inhale, let's lift our heart. We're gonna flatten our back and exhale down into plank pose. Hold it here in plank, nice and strong. Hold for the inhale here. Hold for an exhale. Inhaling again, nice and strong. And on the next exhale, let's use our arms as best as we can and push to the floor. If you do need to go to those knees though, that's fine. And I'm gonna kiss the plant here, that's fine. So on another inhale, let's lift it up, lift your heart up. Now, if you're uncomfortable laying on your tummy, come up, just sit on the mat for a moment. Maybe you're in a child's pose or you're just seated comfortably. Focus in on that breath. So now child's pose, I'm not going very far. My tummy does not want to stretch very far right now, and that's okay. I'm just gonna keep those elbows in tight to my rib cage. So I'm energizing into my arm muscles, shoulders away from the ears. I'm not really reaching up with my neck, I'm just looking forward. Nice soft neck here. Reaching into my toes so my legs are long. Steady breath. And on my next exhale, I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna curl my toes under. I'm gonna push it up to my knees first and then up into my down dog. And I'm just gonna take my feet in a little bit, get comfortable. Step my feet and my hands a little bit. And just sinking my torso again between my arms towards my thighs. So get that tailbone again, curling as high as you can to the sky. Feel free to walk the dog here. So you're gonna stretch out one leg at a time, bend one knee, let one heel fall. Nice and slow, nice and steady. Feel free to swivel your hips deep as you move the knees. Add your own variation in there, go as deep as you like. And then on your next inhale, let's look up slightly again. We're gonna baby step our way up tall. Take your time. Come up as slow as you need to come up. Nice and tall, and adjusting the body again if you need to adjust. All right, coming back into a nice tall mountain pose. So again, pretty much whole body. We're energizing the legs, energizing tummy, lifting heart, shoulders back. Breathe. We'll go 2 more times, making sure our body is really warm here. We're gonna link it together a little more. Just breathe if you don't have your breath fully linked with every pose. Breathe naturally, whatever comes to you. All right, on that inhale, let's reach up. Exhale and swan dive down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, down to plank. Inhaling here. Exhale, down to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra or higher if you can. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here, exhale here. Inhale, baby step, big step, or hop those feet up to the hands. We're gonna exhale and fold over the legs, give them a good stretch. And then inhale, reach it up tall. Stretch the arms up this time, and exhale, just dropping the arms. Holding it here for an inhale. Holding it here for an exhale. And we'll begin again. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift the heart, flat back. Exhale, down to plank. Inhale here. Exhale here. Or sorry, exhale. We want to exhale down to the floor. And then inhale, we'll reach up into a baby cobra again, or higher if you can. And exhale down into a downward dog. Inhaling here and exhaling here. And on your next inhale, we're gonna baby step, big step, or jump those feet up. And exhale, fold over the legs. And inhale, reach it up, stretch into the arms again. And exhale, coming back into mountain. Take a moment here, adjust the body again if you need. Taking a moment in your mountain pose. I'm gonna face you guys. Nice and tall. And just softening the eyes on a point in front of you. Tuning into breath. And just feeling any changes within your body from when you started class till now. Any differences? So, first pose that we're gonna do today, now that we've finished our sun salutation series, we're gonna come into a warrior 2. So let's take our right leg forward first. Let's do that. And if you notice that when I was doing sun salutations and maybe my arm was a little wonky on this side, it's just the wall. Don't worry about it. Just go with it. Do your sun salutation, reach those arms up nice and tall, let them fall down, nice and elegant. All right, so with our right leg forward into a warrior 2, we're gonna have our left leg, our left foot is gonna be in line with that short edge of the mat there. Our front foot is just going to be facing straight in front. We're going to bend into our front knee here, as long as it doesn't really pass our toes there. So we're protecting our lovely knee joint on that front knee. And we're going to lengthen and straighten the back leg, the left leg. So from there, we're reaching our arms up shoulder height. The arms are over top of the legs, so we're not quite out to the side or in. We're focusing on having those arms right over top of the legs there. All right, so just breathing here, looking out over that right leg, that right arm. Think of lengthening and lifting off the hips. Steady breath. Keeping our front knee over to the pinky toe side, so we're getting a pull here, We're using our bum muscle to pull that knee back. Lengthen long into that back leg. We're going to begin to twist the torso. We're going to keep our arms as they are. We're just going to twist over to the front and to the side as far as you can. If you can make it all the way around with those arms, keep them about shoulder height. Twisting into our waist here. Breathe. We'll notice a nice tingly sensation into our shoulders right away. And then on an inhale, let's come back to center. Breathing here. Warrior two. Nice and steady. And on another exhale, let's twist the other way. So taking our arms right around as far as you can, trying to keep them again shoulder height. Try not to let them drop. I know they're starting to tingle. We're working that muscle there. And also at the same time, your front knee's gonna wanna bow inward. Take it out, keep it over to that pinky toe side, twist. Breathe. And again on an inhale, back to warrior one, or two I should say. Nice and strong. And then just relax those arms, shake them out if you need. We're gonna turn our toes, keep these legs wide though, energize into those legs. Just turn the toes so that you're the other way now. You're gonna be balanced on both sides. So now our left toes are gonna be straight in front. The right foot is gonna be in line with that short edge of the mat. Right leg is gonna be straight, left knee is gonna bend. And again, as long as you don't have that left knee going way past your toes. So trying to keep a nice safe knee joint there. Keep your left knee out and over to the pinky toe side. Don't let it bow in. I'll keep mentioning that as we go. And as well, you can shorten your step if you want. So modifying if you need to, and if this is way too wide for yourself, take a little bit less of a step out. All right, let's reach up those arms right above the legs again. So they're not in or out, back, however you wanna say that. And then looking out over your left hand, your left leg, warrior two. Steady breath. All right, on an exhale, we are gonna twist out over the front, right over our left knee as far as we can. Trying to keep our back leg straight. And we're feeling that nice pull and twist into our tummy here, right at the waist. Steady breath. You can look out and over your left shoulder if you want. And then on an inhale, come back to warrior two. Nice and steady. Breathe. And then on another exhale, let's twist to the other side. As far as you can. So now we're twisting over to the back leg. And we're gonna keep our front knee over to that pinky toe side again. So I know you're gonna wanna let it come in. Do not let it come in. Energize into those glute muscles, your bum muscle. Pull that knee back. Hold those arms up, shoulder height, breathe, reach. And again, let's inhale. Back to warrior two, breathe. All right, let's heel toe those feet together. Feel free to shake them out if you want to shake them out. That was quite a while holding that nice lunge pose. All right, so we're gonna move our feet to about hip width apart. So again, this is gonna help us with our hip joints, with our knees. You might feel more comfortable with the hip width apart. But if you are more advanced in yoga and you have that stability and balance with the feet really close together, take them in close. So again, your preference. I'm gonna keep my feet hip width apart. I've got more balance here. All right, I'm gonna take my hands into heart, breathe. Nice tall pose here, standing. Energize into the legs, energize into the tummy, lifting tall. And then on your next exhale, begin to bend your knees. Weight in the heel and knees behind the toes. So again, I'm gonna turn to my side. So I'm in a nice chair pose here. I'm gonna keep my hands here for now. I'm gonna show a modification, or I'm gonna tell you a little bit where we can move our arms in a little bit here. So I'm focusing on knees behind toes, weight in the heels, bum reaching way back behind me as if I'm gonna sit down into a chair. Steady breath, lift the heart up here as high as you can. Energize those muscles all along your spine. All right, so now, if you have any shoulder issues, you may want to stay here with your hands at heart. If you're okay into your shoulders, no injuries there, we're all clear. Inhale, lift up. Breathe. So we're trying to get our bicep, again, this guy right here, right up to those ears. Pull, so we're energizing the upper back, right into your neck as well. Breathe. Palms can face each other, nice and steady. And then on your next exhale, fold it right down. You can lift your hips up high, straighten into your legs. Take a moment here and just breathe. All right, so from there, we're gonna come into a downward dog. So just plant those feet, bend your knees if you need, walk those feet back, or plant your hands, I should say. Walk those feet back. Settled into your down dog again. Move your feet or your hands around if you need. Let your torso sink down. Nice steady breath here. Feel free to let those heels come down to the floor. Do a couple lifts onto the toes if you like. We've got a couple more poses and we're almost there, guys. All right. So now feel free to stay here in your downward dog pose. If you don't want to go any further, that is fine. Otherwise, on another inhale, we're going to reach that right leg up to the sky as high as we can. Lift and hold and breathe. So it's okay if your hips are opening up here or if they're parallel to the floor. Completely up to you. Steady breath. We're going to start to bend the knee. We're going to draw a big circle with our knee here. Nice and steady. If you're feeling it into your left leg, bend your knee a little bit if it's really too much pressure with a straight leg. Have the weight even between your hands. Keep drawing that circle. Steady breath, heating up here. All right, so from there, let's straighten the leg out again. Woo, take it up. Breathe, strong breath. And on an exhale, we're gonna swing that right leg up and through. Feel free to help your leg from here if you can't quite get it up to the hands there. Coming into a nice low lunge here. We're going to take both hands to the inside of the foot. We're going to drop down our back knee. And we're just going to enjoy this beautiful stretch into our hips here. So while you're here, feel free to let your right knee fall out to the side. I know you can't really see me on this side. I'll try and show it a little better on the other side. So we're just stretching, letting the hips open. We're feeling it. You can see this side. So we're feeling it into our hip flexor again and into our thigh on the left side here. We're feeling it into our bum on the right side a little bit. If this is too much for you guys, come out of it. Take a break. Tall heart. All right, let's move back into our down dog. Move as slow as you need. You can come to your knees first if you wish. Take your time. Roll those hips back up. Breathe. Same thing on the other side now. Get settled in your down dog. On the inhale, let's reach up. Left leg tall to the sky. Hold, and again, you can either open up the hips. Now you can see a different viewpoint here of my body, or you can let your hips fall parallel to the floor, wherever you need. Let's begin to bend that left knee and draw the circle. Try to keep weight even between your hands. And again, feel free to bend your right knee now. If there's too much pressure with a straight leg there, bend the knee a little bit. Your right foot is getting quite a workout here. Draw that circle. Big or small, doesn't matter, just keep it going. All right, let's pop that foot back out nice and straight. Reach, breathe. And then on an exhale, let's swing it through. Now again, feel free to help your foot through if you need. You don't have to swing it right through, that's fine. So let's take our hands to the inside of that left foot. Let's pop our back knee down. We're gonna settle. You can see the hips are slowly coming forward. If you're not very open into your hips and you're way back here, or maybe you can't get your hands to the floor, you're using a block, you're using a pillow, do whatever feels comfy. Or maybe you're just chilling out on your mat right now and you're just resting, taking a breath. Whatever you feel you need to do. All right, so if you're in your low lunge, let's let our knee fall out to the side. Again, only go as far as you feel comfy. Try not to let your shoulders crowd into your ears like I'm doing right here. Bring them back, lift the heart. This feels so good. As I breathe, my hips are just opening up, nice and slow. Good tummy stretch too. So again, for anyone who's uncomfortable doing this with the tummy, maybe it's feeling too tight in there, come out, take a moment. All right, let's move back into our down dog. Take your time to get into down dog. Come to the knees first if you like. Reach those hips up when you're ready. A couple breaths here. Getting settled. And then from here, we're gonna walk our hands out into a plank pose, nice and strong. Hold that plank, breathe. Now when you're in your plank pose, subtle movement, take your tailbone down, tighten your tummy, strong body. You can reach into your heels. Tummy tight, keep it tight. All right, on that next exhale, do your best to use just your arms, push to the floor, and just holding here for a moment. You can rest right down on your mat if you like. Let your head be cradled by your arms. Take a few breaths here. And just chill out on your mat for a moment. Feel the body, head to toe, just feeling all those differences, all those changes. And then on your next inhale, let's lift the heart. We're gonna come into a Sphinx pose. So this time we're on our forearms. We're reaching into our toes. We're lifting our heart, shoulders away from the ears. We're winding down our clasp. We're taking just a few moments, a couple more nice easy stretches to just let our heart rate calm down. Feel that nice pull into the tummy. So lift your heart again, lift your heart to the sky, shoulders back and down. Only go as high as you feel comfy. Again, if you need to lower yourself down, maybe it's better if you do let your shoulders crowd a little bit. Or again, maybe it's really uncomfortable to be on that tummy. Come to your back. Let's take a breather on our backs because we're going to be there right away on our backs. So feel free to come right to that back side. All right, so from there, let's take a deep inhale, push into the hands, push those hips back. Come into a nice child's pose. Now, your hips don't have to be way down to the heels. If there's tight muscles into those glutes, the hips are tight, you can't get the sit bones down to the heels, having them in the air is just fine, and just reach into those arms. We're stretching into our back. However, if you are able to get your sit bones down, that's fine. We're resting right here. Take a few easy breaths. And then on another inhale, let's come up to fours. We're just gonna lay on our backs and move my mic around so we don't squash our mic. And you guys still have the ability to hear me. All right, we're settled. Let's come to our backs. Pause a little bit here, tuning into breath. Feel free to roll those ankles a bit. I got a little bit of a roll going on into my toes. I'm wiggling them out, rolling my ankles a little bit. Getting comfy on my mat. Just taking a few breaths, letting everything slow down, letting everything soften. Feel the entire body, head to toe. Feel every muscle just peel away from the bones. Feel your breath slow down. Just feeling that gentle rise and fall of tummy. Feeling a gentle rise and fall of the rib cage, sternum. Noticing all those sensations again as you breathe. We're going to do one last easy stretch just to close off our practice today, we're going to take our knees into our heart and just give them a hug. And again, it doesn't have to be a very deep hug with your knees. Again, tummy might be an issue here. So you're just going as far as you feel comfortable. This is about as far as I want to go here. I'm just going to add a little bit of a rock, a little bit of a sway side to side. Sort of massaging my low back, my sacrum bone between the two hip bones there. Feels so good. Getting it back into a more natural alignment. Otherwise, just stay stationary if that's better for you. That is fine. All right, we're gonna come into a nice happy baby. So I'll show a modifier again for this. Bring the legs up. And if you cannot reach the outside of the soles of your feet here, like so, grab your shins. That's fine. I see a lot of people in class and they're struggling. They're trying to get to those feet. Don't worry about it, especially if you don't have any props with you, like a strap or a belt that you could use around the feet. Just grab onto those ankles or shins, wherever you're comfy. I'm going to stay about here. The idea is to get the knee into the armpit area and really give the back of that leg into the back body a nice pull. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of movement with our breath. On an inhale, reach up whichever leg to the sky. Try to pull the other leg down further. And exhale. Back into happy baby. Inhale. Reach the other leg. Pull the other leg down further. And exhale. And just moving on your breath. Inhale, reach and stretch into your heel. Reach that leg as straight as you can. Exhaling down. Going with your own rhythm of breath. Doing one more on each side there. Stretch into that heel. Last one here. Unless if you've already decided, that's enough for me, I'm just gonna chill out, that's fine. Bring those knees together again, give them a hug. Maybe a rock. And then we're just gonna bring those feet down. And I'm just gonna take the soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Now again, if the inside of the thigh, or maybe your hip joint, you're having a little bit of difficulty into that hip right about this area right here, having pillows under those knees is good too, so you can always grab that for the next time you try the practice. Place them under your knees. Letting the knees fall out wide though. If you don't have those pillows there, you're okay into your hips. The groin area is okay to have this position. Letting them fall. Wiggling my shoulders, my torso a bit to get comfy. Closing my eyes. Turning back into my breath. And just letting go. Relaxing on my mat. Now feel free to stay in butterfly if you wish. Otherwise, begin to straighten your legs. Stay here as long as you wish, guys. We'll just take a few more breaths though, and I'll end off the practice here. Feeling your breath, relaxing into that flow. Nice and quiet. So again, just relax here for as long as you'd like. Stay on the floor. Just feel your breath. Let it flow. Let it relax you as you breathe. Thank you guys very much for joining me in my class today. And I will see you guys very soon. Namaste.